Welcome back to another AQ World Infinity video. I am going to be covering the backlog that I kind of missed over the last few days, recapping from Weekly Update 9. This is prior to the tech demo. I'll also cover the most recent news we got in regards to AQ World Infinity. Let's get started. If you guys enjoy this one, do me a favor and tap that like button, smash subscribe, and hit the notification if you want to stay up to date with AQ World Infinity. This is from Monday over a week ago. How was your weekend? Hope it was adventure filled. I have some stories for you from mine. Not entirely sure I should post them. I made a huge mistake at the martial arts camp and black belt testing. Really bad. In fact, they removed an entire drill from the curriculum as a result. But first, how about we catch up on AQ World Infinity? Today's full team sync was intense. We are aiming to conduct the next tech demo ASAP. Now that's the one that we already covered last week. Embracing 100% transparency, we wanted it to be ultra smooth, perfect experience, but that is not going to happen. With a few systems still behind schedule, we're going to focus on the test on just two things: the Mage class and the Bludrut keeps first floor quests, which we did cover. A lot of bugs were fixed since the last post. Spider's been making incredible progress through the combat list, which includes the FX sizing issue as seen in this screenshot above. Every screen in AQ Worlds can have a unique size and scale, and that is how you can walk from a zoomed out shot to a cozy and tight interior of a cave in the same map. The characters, NPCs, monsters, effects, and even walk speed need to be adjusted on each screen to match it. Compared to the server sync parts of combat, the sizing stuff is trivial to someone of Spider's skills, but our game is very art focused, so this is sort of detail work. It's extremely important. Ghost just has one more change to make to the Mage's class's ice skill. Warlock also carved through the massive list of quest issues. As a result, we now have a few new issues, including this triple up of notification messages as seen in the GIF below, which you can see the notifications popping up upon doing something. Are you really sure I opened that door? It's like the quest version of pop-up ads. In a GIF above, the quest objective, a machine notification, and the quest complete indicator all firing at the same time. Oh, that's what. Okay. Whoops. What is good about this is that they are all working. Quests that have a single objective should just show the quest complete in the middle of the screen and automatically give you your new quest. This is a giant fix-it list with a horde of other strange issues. Nulgath completed all the Bludrut monsters and has been working way ahead of us, same as J6 is ahead with the new maps. A shadow of his former self, look at that. That is pretty cool. There are two ways we are animating monsters in Infinity. One way is similar to how we animated in the original AQ Worlds. Every piece is separate, which is more powerful, but not as good for performance because of how many draw calls it creates. The other is using Unity's skinned mesh renderer, which is incredibly good for performance. The second one also lets us export skins for monster animations, useful for things like Frogzards, which share the same animation. And then you can see all the Frogzards. Woo! Here's an anatomy of the Frogzard down below. The particle effects sold separately, so that's the pieces used for a Frogzard. Now each one of those would be causing draw call, I'm pretty sure. When animated, they look great, and this gives you an example of them all animated. Mage Mana Mania. Serious question, is there really a reason to get stronger if you start off all powerful? Longtime players of AQ World are really strong, thanks to crazy gear, a horribly broken luck stat, and classes that are so OP that the game servers buckle under the sheer magnitude of the DPS. You guys show up as Super Saiyan 9 if I looked at it through a power meter. AQ Worlds Infinity will have a separate level, so your character will have one level in the existing AQ Worlds and one in Infinity. We're pretty scared that it's going to feel bad going from from hero to level 0 for the next tech demo. Also, when is the last time you needed to worry about things like running out of mana? I've played a few different versions of Mage these past 2 weeks, and here's my comments. Having infinite mana takes away the need for any strategy. It's like button mashing. Running out of mana quickly with little regen is even more boring because I have no buttons to press. Mage has two single target skills that do damage, and I often find myself waiting on them to cool down. That cooldown time causes you to use your auto attack, which refills mana, but I would like it to be more intentional, sort of like choosing when you take your foot off the gas pedal. There's no equipable potions yet, so I hit explosion and pull a bunch of monsters that actually do damage. I am dead. When I exit combat, there's a little delay before I actually exit combat, and then 2 seconds before I get my first tick of mana back. I think the first tick should come instantly when we exit combat. We left the ability to sit. It restores health and mana super fast, but we keep increasing normal health and mana regen because it feels too slow. The monsters do not currently do enough damage for mana shield to matter. Easy to fix that. Eventually you will get strong enough that it does matter, that it does not matter anyways. It would be nice if mana shield increased your mana pool every time you took a hit. Then casting explosion and attracting multiple targets would make sense. Low on mana, pop your shield and aggro a bunch of guys to hit you. You take a little more damage, but fill your mana like crazy, giving you the power to blast them. We're not going to have time to make all the changes we want before the next tech demo, but the Skill Forge makes it a lot easier to change and tweak classes. Reams and I ran through the first floor today with a new quest change. There's a lot more to do. All the cutscenes need to be redone with the new system. I feel bad. This is like the 4th or 5th time she's had to redo one of the cutscenes. We're going to have to start early tomorrow. Even if the cutscenes are not perfect, it will still be a solid tech demo as long as the quests flow. There's also a Bludrut key weapon we made that we could use as a reward that testers can take back to the existing AQ worlds. I hope. Wish us luck. Now, this part of the tech demo did not happen. That's going to be in the next official tech demo. Now, there's also a martial arts camp story. Now, I'm not going to go over it as it doesn't have anything to do with AQ World Infinity, but I will leave a link to this design note if you guys want to go and read it. The Tech Demo 5 was a success. We ran the test for Mage class and the game stability. 16th upholders of AQ World were invited to help Mage test and the insane number of server and game changes we'd made since our last test. Please note, this is a stability test, slight on content, although it is possible to get a sneak peek into Bludrut Keep if you're crazy enough to try to get the key. And for those of you who didn't know, the Bludrut Keep key was like a 0.05% or 0.03 or something like that. It was an extremely low drop rate. Now there's a play-by-play, but I'm not going to go over the details of the play-by-play as it's kind of lengthy and whatnot, but there were a lot of things that were going on. Now, there was kind of some funny stuff I will mention. The Bludrut Keep was not ready for release, but they decided to leave it in so that testers could take a sneak peek. The first quest is to get the key. We set the drop rate of the key brutally low, less than 1%. Some people did not even believe it existed at all. Keep in mind the drop rate is not going to be like that. It's just for this tech demo, it was that way. Now, they left it open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They let it run so that people who hadn't been able to experience it before were able to experience it. Now getting up to date with what's going on this week, Artix Entertainment prepares for the storm. They're talking about the hurricane that is on the way, Hurricane Milton, which was a Category 5. I believe it is now, as of the filming of this video, a Category 3. So this week's releases, the one advantage to our international team made of players who turned into devs is we're everywhere. Most of the games we have will keep their weekly releases as scheduled. Our game servers are in Texas and won't be impacted. However, AQ3D, AQ Worlds Infinity, and player support have large portions of their team in Tampa. It's very likely we will be without power. Even when Hurricane Helene went north, we still lost power. This storm is coming right at us, so AQ3D will attempt to release their returning Mogloween areas before the storm, which they did. If the artists lose power, next week's release is going to be in a tough spot. Infinity and the tech demo. Thank you again to everyone who helped test the latest tech demo. It was a massive success. Considering we do not know if it would even last a few minutes, it ran for 4 days. Sure passed the stability test part. The AQ Worlds Infinity team met in Discord voice chat this morning to sync in our post-tech demo plan. Bludrut Keep, the cutscene system, and the hair helm issues are at the top of the priorities. Also, we want to polish the other base classes, Warrior, Rogue, and Healer. We will need at least one more tech demo just for these core features before we start Alpha. Our team members outside of Florida will continue working on the features if those of us here in Tampa are without power. For obvious reasons, we'll postpone the daily update Infinity posts until next week. I will share any interesting gifts on social media for you. Try to keep things lighthearted and fun, but I cannot overstate how seriously we take hurricanes and the safety of our team, family, and community. To all of you in the path of the storm with us, stay safe, dry, and battle on. And I'd like to echo that sentiment as well. Hope you guys do stay safe out there, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you made it this far into the video, post a secret word "week" into the comments below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.